I guess I am. Boop pop. Oh, because I'm not even. Okay, wrong camera. Alrighty. Good times. Good times. Camera, Osmo. Okay. Hello, can anybody hear me? Okay. How are you guys? I am having some technical difficulties here. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Man. Oh my gosh. Okay, hey, how's it going? Tell me if you can hear me or not. I'm going to get on. Sweet Moses. I'm going to get online. Hopefully you guys can see me. I don't know who's here. I'm gonna assume that it's one of my amazing tribalists. How are you guys, by the way? Fine, I hope. Man, okay, so we are going to get started. Give me 1 second. I don't know who's here. I'm gonna assume that, by the way. Okay, 1 second, please. Sorry about this, man. I was having some technical difficulties. So, hold, please. Let me kind of get going. Sorry about that. All right. Naomi, hello, dear. Roll call. Jessica, hello, dear. Renita, how are you? Jerry, what's going on, my guy? How are you guys? Great. Thank you for kind of chilling with me for a little bit, man. I couldn't, for some reason, get my camera working. I'm kind of all over the place right now. Give me a second so I can try to get myself together. Here's the thing. That's why I love doing the whole trial and error thing, because for the most part, I have no idea what's going to go wrong or what's going to go right. Oh, please. I don't know what's going to happen from day to day, so I just kind of jump in and see what happens. Okay, so usually I would just start talking about stuff and then kind of, wait for people to come in, but now we're just going to kind of jump right on into it. I hope everybody's doing well. Today, as you can see with the topic today is 7 steps to change a belief. And like I told you yesterday, season 3, we're going to build our foundation that we got to stand on, right? For some of you who've been rocking with me on and off online, you already know what this is. For everybody else, we'll just kind of, you'll kind of find out together. But I'm going to give you a lot of information in a very short period of time. But the cool thing about this is that it's live Q&A, right? You can ask as many questions as you need to. training and coaching all rolled up into one. So we got a lot of work to do. So without further ado, let's get this. God damn it, where we at? Okay, let's get this thing started. Good evening. Welcome to my show, Hags Fearless. So here's the thing. I don't know if this is ghetto or not, but I still have to do it because my aunt was like, she called me up and she says, hey, I think you need to actually start putting your credentials up and at least let people know exactly what you went to school for and all that stuff. And I'm like, why? I'm like, who cares? She's like, well, it's kind of important. So I was like, you know what? Cool. Whatever. I was kind of in the middle of something. So, Angie, sorry if I was rude or whatever. Jessica's already used to that type of shit. If I'm already busy doing something and hit me up, text me like, hey, let me talk to you about something, free up some time or whatever. But either way, no excuses. That's a part of accountability. I'm sorry, and I will call you later to apologize as well. But I do think that you're right about that stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to start putting it in. Now, here's the thing. I didn't get a chance to put my face in there. Bear with me. I'll take some pictures very soon. Give me a second because, like I said, we're just going to get started today. Matter of fact, before I do that, how are you guys? How are you guys doing? How was your day? I can at least take 4 minutes to talk about that. How was your day? How's everything going? Naomi, we've already talked. Beverly, what's going on, dear? Naomi, for first and foremost, guys, let's give Naomi a round of applause, please. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Tomorrow is her last day at her job that she's been at for 15 years. Okay, let's give her a round of applause. Tomorrow's her last day. You know what I'm saying? So let's give her a fearless round of applause. Pretty please. Snap your fingers. Do your step. You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Thank you. Thank you, Anita. Jer Bear, get your clap ons, kind sir. Where's your wife at? Where's Rebecca? We need an extra pair of hands. Yes. Good. That's what I like to see. I don't know if you clapping, buddy, it doesn't show up. I don't know what's going on. I think you've done that before, and it does, and it's done the same thing. Oh my gosh. Rebecca. Again, look at what pops up. Nothing pops up. Yeah, so either way, nothing really pops up that much. Okay, so today we're gonna get started. Like I said, let me do my present thing. Give me a second. So let me see if I can make this. Hold on. Let me ask, can you guys see it better this way? Hold on. Let me see. Let me go here. Can you see it better this way? Oh yeah, let me see. Can you see it better this way? I was talking to a couple people, and they were talking about the pictures that I was showing you guys, and that the picture is so small that it's kind of like you knew that there was something there, but it's so small. So I'm trying to get this right. So if I do a little number, hold on, please. If I do a little thing like this, so you're saying this right here is a lot better? Hey, what's going on, Yachty? Is this screen here a lot better than it was before? Matter of fact, hold on, because I guess I can. Oh shit! I guess I can see that. Sorry, let me try it one more time. Don't kill me just yet. Hold on, let me see what you guys are. I'm looking at my phone that I actually have on right now. It should give me a second. Give me a second. Oh shit! Wow, you guys really couldn't see me. God damn. Sorry about that. All right, I'll make sure that the screen's a lot bigger then. I am sorry about that. Okay, yeah, because I think you guys can see that a lot better. I'm looking at it myself on my phone, and even I can see it a lot clearer right now when it's like that. Okay, so I'll just from now on, I'll keep it like this because then I can still see the next slide that's coming up. And here's the thing: when I would have it in slideshow mode, the reason why I had it in slideshow is because I knew what the next slide was going to be. Right now, because I write them every day, I have to see what I'm looking at before I show you the next one, if that makes sense. Because I don't really have a lot of time to rehearse it. I write it up and then I go off and do my stuff and then I come back to it later. So I'll create a rough draft when I go to, like, after we're done tonight. I'll start on the other stuff. And then tomorrow sometime, I'll work on a second and third draft at that time, if that makes sense. So I have to see the slides go up so I know where I'm at. Otherwise, I'm totally lost. Hope you guys are okay with that. But that still means I'm giving you guys brand new material constantly, brand new content constantly, every day. Come on now. All right. So, like I said before, there's usually a 60-second to 90-second delay in whatever you see in here and whatever I see in here. So, if you say something to me, it's going to take about 60 to 90 seconds for me to see it and or respond to it. Now, I'm telling you, if I ask you a question, go ahead and answer it. I will remember what I asked you, regardless of whether I've already started talking about something else. I'll remember it. Okay? You can't be a life coach and be forgetting shit. I guess you can, but with this, I usually probably won't. And if I do, you guys will remind me, right? Accountability partners. All right. Let me get some more of my tea. So the reason why I'm so, excuse me, energetic tonight is because I really want to get started with this because there's a lot of information. So please, even before I show you, get your pens, get your pad. Yachty, you better be writing all this shit down. I swear to God. The rest of y'all, I know you already got me down. Yachty, come on now. And yes, I'm picking on you, ma'am. And I know you're not feeling well, and I appreciate you being with me. But make sure you're writing. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Matter of fact, fuck that. Can I get a hell yeah? What's that country song? Hell yeah. Let me get a hell yeah before we get started. I'm not starting shit until I get my hell yeah. Oh my God. I've been working on this and like this is gonna be really good stuff, like I said, foundational type shit. Foundational. Foundational type shit here. This is that stuff that we should have been learning in school type stuff. Hell yeah. Thank you, Anita. It's my girl. Where you at, Jerry Bear? Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where you at, Yachty? Let's go. Naomi, give it to me. Beverly, if you with me, give it to me. Let's go. Hold on. Hey, she said I didn't know Phyllis was a redneck woman. Hell yeah. Hey, I love music. I love music. I love music. There you go, Miss Yachty. There you go. And before we start, we going to do what we always do because this is our tradition now. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Go on ahead. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. So I'm clapping for myself. Remember what do I say? If you don't clap for you, who the fuck else will? And again, congratulations to Miss Naomi for today being her tomorrow being her last day, and we're gonna clap for your ass again tomorrow. All right, let's get it started. Okay, so again, my name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome to Ask Fearless. I will be your host and life coach for the evening. What are my credentials? I am what's called a certified therapeutic coach. I went to this very small school in Minnesota. Actually, it was Golden Valley, Minnesota, called the Meta Institute. Graduated, did my thing. So my certifications are practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, humanistic, whatever of neurolinguistic programming, and as well as a hypnotherapist. I swear to God, it was part of the course. I took it. It's some really deep shit, as well as certified therapeutic coach. So, hold on. So those are my credentials, my actual certified credentials. So she said, you need to also keep your initials right behind your name. I'm like, who cares? People care. Fine. There you go. So I'll get a picture put up by hopefully tomorrow. Kind of go from there. Like I tell people, I do come with a warning. If you're not willing to do the work, taking the accountability for your actions or lack thereof, this is probably not the best place for you. Swipe left, keep it pushing. For those of you willing to do the work, take some accountability, learn a little bit of something, welcome to Ask Fearless. Let's jump in and get it started. Today is 21. 21 of 100. 21. Wow. I still got it. 15 pieces, 15 days, 15 minutes. I'm going to have her come on so we can talk to her. I promise you. I think you guys will like her. All right, so let's get it started. So today we're going to talk about the 7 steps to change a belief. Beliefs are extremely important, which in a little bit you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So real quick, what don't I do? Make sure you guys can see that, okay? What don't I do? I'm not here to motivate you because you don't need motivation. I'm not here to coddle or sugarcoat, obviously, because you don't need that either. I'm not going to give you false positivity. Hey, you're doing a great job just showing up. Fuck that. If you ain't doing the work, you ain't showing up. That's how that works. I'm not here to fix you because you're not broken. Cracked, bent, split, maybe not broken. What will I do? What am I here to do? I'll walk you through some tools, strategies, and techniques that work for you. Coaching is not a one-size-fits-all type of thing, okay? It's individualized. I will also help you build a personal code and then live by it. This is kind of what season 3 is all about, building that foundation. I will help you challenge your perspective, which we're going to do today, but not your self-worth, okay? Number 4, I will hold you accountable, just like I'm asking you to do for me. I may not like it. You may not like it, but this is what you signed up for. Can I get an amen? I'm going to keep pushing, but I need that amen. All right, hold on. As always, please go get your pens, papers, pads, tablets, whatever you need to focus. Go get it. Drinks, snacks, dreams, goals, aspirations, problems, curiosity. Write them down, please. Just saying. Or if you're like Jessie, which we have not seen in a while, I'm gonna have to hit her up to see how she's doing. She doesn't like to write. She likes to swipe. Use your phone. Screenshot some shit if you need to. Okay? If you ever decide that, you know what? I want to be a life coach too. You already have material now, don't you? Of course you do. Okay, so here's a quick sheet or cheat sheet for what we're doing. Hold on. No, actually, that's the wrong one. Hold on. No, okay, actually, it is the right one. I just have the wrong title up there. I forgot to change the title. So, either way, step one, identify the belief. Step two, understand the origin, which is important. Challenge the belief. Number four is gather new evidence. Number five is reframe the belief, which that's very fun. Number six, test the new belief. Number seven, reflect and adjust. Okay, take a picture, snap it, screenshot this shit, but we're gonna keep it pushing. And I appreciate the amens. Thank you. Repetition is key, like I always say. Anything worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around this one word, repetition. And you're going to hear that a lot tonight. Accountability. We all know exactly what it is, but we repeat it every day. Why? Because repetition is key. It is the state of being answerable, liable, responsible. Answerable because I don't blame nobody else, nor make excuses for my shit. Liable because I keep my word on what I say, not only to myself, but to others. Responsible is doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay? Responsibility is an action, not a fucking word. All right. Responsibility, the state of awareness for what I am in control of, right? Knowing where it starts and stops, that's the beginning of it, right? The rest of it is understanding what you are responsible for. Your actions, your energy, your attitude, choices, emotions. Those are yours. Let's keep it pushing. Remember, like I said, write this shit down, y'all. Take a screenshot if you need it. Please ask as many questions as humanly possible. I'm only here to help. Okay? And this is fucking free for right now. Take this shit. Run with it. Steal it. Matter of fact, I'm fucking giving it to you. Take it, run. Let me show you something right quick. You see all these credentials? This cost me almost $15,000 to get all of them. I'm handing them to you. Man, she better get in. Boy, you better stop playing. Better get in and get some of this shit. All right, again, 7 steps to change your belief. Here we go. Number 1. Beliefs versus values. And I want you guys to understand the difference between them both, because there is a difference. So, what is a belief? A belief, by definition, means an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. Now, I want you to think about that one word, acceptance. It doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't mean that it's real. It just means that you've accepted that the statement is true or something exists. That's it. That's what a belief is. Nothing more for the most part, nothing less for the most part. So, one of the things I told you when we started this thing, and as a life coach, one of the things I focus on, because all coaches are not the same, I focus on perspective and reframing, right? Why? Because I fucking love words. But I also like how our belief structure is, how it works, right? Also, with the stuff that comes out of your mouth, 90% of the shit that comes out of your mouth is, well, I won't say 90. Most of the shit that comes out of your mouth, you believe it. Whether it's true or not, you believe it. Hence, that's why it came out of your mouth. I love this stuff. Like I'm trying to calm myself so I can give it to you without getting so excited. So you have a belief, right? But it's not just that belief that that dictates or predicts or the perception of your life. It's all the shit that you believe around that belief. So when we talk about words, for instance, it's not just the definition of that word that makes a difference, but it's the words around it, the synonyms that go along with that word that really makes that word stand out. So right here we have synonyms for it. Now the word synonym, for the most part, it does not mean the same. There are no two words in the English language that are exactly the same. There's always some type of deviation from one word to the next. Always. Always. Okay? Hold on one second. Okay. So the synonyms plural for belief is faith, trust, reliance, what is that? Confidence, credence, hope, optimism. You know, one word that you do not see in there is fact. What? Yes, because a belief is not a fact. It's just something that you believe to be true based off of a few examples. Hold on one second. I'm going to give it to you. So, God damn it. I don't think you guys can see. Hold on. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. I don't think you guys can see the bottom. So I'll read it to you. If you need more, let me know. So it says that beliefs are formed early through our experiences, cultures, parenting, education, trauma, and repetition. I'll repeat that one more time. Your beliefs are formed early through your experiences, your culture, your parents, education, trauma, and repetition. Right? These become the mental filters through which we interpret the world. I'm gonna give you guys so much shit. Oh my god, you're gonna love it. Right? Now, where does values come in? Values over time, these beliefs shape what begins to be your values. Now, one of the questions that I had to ask myself years ago was, what comes first? Does a belief come first or do values come first? And here's the thing, it's beliefs. Because a belief, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go. Okay, so a belief is what you believe or think to be true. That's it. Doesn't mean that it is or not. It means that you believe or you think it's true. Now I'm not saying it's not. Just saying you believe it. Right? It's a connect. Hold on. It's a conviction shaped by experience, culture, and like I said before, repetition. So it's something that you do. It's something that you experience. It's a culture around you. In the black culture, if I say, "Hey, who's making the dressing this year?" That's a cultural thing, right? So most people around me are going to know exactly what that means, right? But I have friends that are white. I have friends that are Hispanic. I have friends that are Asian that have no idea what dressing is, right? But that's a cultural thing. If I talk about getting burned with a hot comb when I was a kid, that's a cultural thing. So that's not made for everybody to understand what that is. You'd have to be in that culture to understand it, which is not a bad thing. It just is. So here's the thing, beliefs can be empowering or limiting. I think that we all know that. Our beliefs can make us or break us, right? So here's an example. I'm not good at speaking, or the other one's hard work pays off. Those are two beliefs that one's empowering, the other's limiting. Okay. Next up, values. The definition is the regard, that something is held to deserve, right? The importance, the worth, or usefulness of something. Okay. But the one that we're using it for is number two, which is a person's principles, standards of behavior. Matter of fact, I would even say a person's expectations of where you are and how you think or believe on certain things. One's judgment of what's important in your life. That's what a value is, right? Now, again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just chilling. Let me chill. I'm going to go to the next one. So, like I said before about beliefs, beliefs are formed early in our experiences of life through our experiences, culture, parenting, education, trauma, and repetition. So, it's some shit that we consistently keep doing. That's all it is. Okay. All right, let's get to the next one. So, what is a value? Like, kind of like we talked about before. A value is clearly what you think is important. So, what's important to you? That's a value. It's really all it is. And it's a guy, man, that's really bright. I got to darken that up. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me darken that up for you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, is that better? Can you guys see that a little better? Okay, so it's a guiding principle that shapes your behavior and your choices, right? Now, again, a lot of what happens with our beliefs, for the most part, values are created within our belief structure, right? So your values are core to your identity and your purpose. So examples: integrity, character, simplicity. So let me give you a quick example of what I mean by this. Based on the belief system that I have through the shit that I grew up in, being a ward of the state, foster homes, group homes, institutions, all that shit, integrity is a huge thing to me. Integrity is a huge thing to me. Loyalty is huge to me. That's a big thing to me. Based on my beliefs, based on my experiences, that is a value that I hold very fucking high. If I can't trust you, bro, there's not much else we can do with each other. If you intentionally, maliciously broke my trust, fuck you. Your mother, kid, fuck all y'all. Because that's how, when I was growing up, your word had to be everything. Because I've seen people lose their lives for lying, for being dishonest. I've seen kids get taken away from their families because somebody lied on them. I've seen people unalive themselves because somebody lied on them. So to me, that shit means a lot. To somebody else, they didn't grow up that way. So integrity may not be that big of a deal to them. Loyalty may not be that big of a thing to them. Character may not be that big of a thing to them. That's how that works. Right? That's how I feel about stuff. But I also hurt easily when you've betrayed me. Because I know that I wouldn't do that shit to you. If I fuck with you, if I call you my friend, which I don't call everybody a friend, you're like family to me. You see what I'm saying? So based on our belief structure, your values are going to sit right on top of those things, of what you find to be important. Okay? Sorry for going off my little tangent, but matter of fact, let me get a hell yeah if you understand where I'm coming from. Coming from. Let me get a hell yes. I understand where you're coming from. Okay? So, matter of fact, actually, I'm sorry. For those of you just now, I'm on 20. My name is Fearless Cummings. Hello, thank you. I am your host and life coach for the evening. I've been coaching for about 23 years. I provide people with tools, tips, and strategies for your dreams, goals, aspirations, and our problems. Let's get back into it. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was the the key differences. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Right? Thank you, Jessica. She said, hell yes. Rebecca, thank you, dear. Where's my girl, Renita? There she is. There's my guy, Jerry Bear. Thank you, Jesse. Jesse, you can ask everybody in here. Or matter of fact, when you go back and rewatch this, I was just telling people I'm gonna have to call you tomorrow to check on you to make sure that you're okay, because I've not seen you or heard from you in a while. But I always give you a shout out when I talk about the taking pictures of the screen because you don't like to write, you like to swipe. So there you go. You were here for that. Then perfect, awesome. So that means you already heard it. Nice. Okay, so uh, what Lisa's here too? Damn, we got a packed house. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so a belief versus value, key differences, right? Key differences. So a belief is, like I said, what you think is true. It doesn't mean that it's a fact. It doesn't mean that it's knowledge. Hey, what's going on, Anita? She said hello to, Lisa, with Anita, whatever. Um, it just means that's something that you've accepted as truth. That's it. What is value? A value is something that you think is important. It's not important. You think it's important. What's important to me is not going to be important to you, and vice versa, right? Based on our belief structures, right? So beliefs shape our mindsets. I just sent a video to Jessica earlier before we got started, and this dude was talking about, oh my God, y'all broke, y'all that broke, and he was talking about watching YouTube videos, and they were watching it on TV, and there's all these commercials. This dude is appalled that there's commercials like y'all can't afford $20 to just get the unlocked, the premium version. He was going off on them, and I started laughing. I watched that earlier. I sent it to her. I'm like, dude, this is some shit that I would say verbatim, like all that stuff. So anyway, values shape our behavior. Okay, so if our mindset, beliefs shape our mindset of what we kind of how we think and what we think is true, but that value shapes our behavior. Like I said, loyalty, integrity, character, that shit means something to me based on what I've gone through. So if you act one way and you are one way, it depends on what we're talking about. Because, like Jessica would say, certain things are situational. I get that and I understand it. But if you're a piece of shit in person and you're a piece of shit behind closed doors too, I'm good on you. Hold on. Nah, that $20 going to my trip. Not F, not F is you. Oh my God. Whatever. No, no. You make enough money, Jesse. Stop that shit. Whatever. But again, look at her stuff. Jesse has a whole thing with making money. Well, she told us what her five was, if you guys remember that. She said making money was her thing, right? Those are her. That's a value of hers. Now, if we really dig deep, we'll probably find out that value she has is linked to some belief that she had of some shit that she went through when she was younger. She said, "Oh no, I got money because I don't spend it on TV." There you go. See what I mean? But again, if we dug a little deeper, I can bet you that it comes from early in her childhood, right? That's where my stuff came from. And so friendship, loyalty, shit like that, that meant something to me. You know, like I said, I've seen horrible things happen to people for lying and shit, for not being authentic. I mean, shit. This dude in jail told me, not that I was there. A buddy of mine that was in jail told me. He said, "However you are out here on the streets, it's how you're gonna be in jail. And if you think you hard out here on the streets, they're gonna test you in there, off top. So if you think that you're a badass out here, in there they're gonna test you. And some of these dudes who think that they hard, they are not. But he said if you a cool person out here, you're gonna be cool in there too. And that's how they're gonna treat you. However you walk in, however energy you carry, that's how they're gonna treat you. So if I'm a life coach and philosopher and I'm talking about all this shit, then I'm going to probably gravitate towards people who think the same way that I do. Thank God that I am not there and I've attracted the same people who think the same way that I do. And that's y'all, right? Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. There you go. That's all I'm saying. So she grew up hungry. That's it, right? Okay. So beliefs can be, now here's the thing that at the bottom, it says beliefs can be changed, but values are more stable. So as I get older and I do things a little differently, my belief system's going to change. That happens. But my values have been this way since I was like shit, 15, 16, 17 years old. Seeing horrific shit happen to people for running their fucking mouth. Nah, buddy. Nope. Nah. So for me personally, and that's how a lot of us grew up. That snitching shit that people do nowadays and that think of not being loyal. Oh man. Oh dude. Talk about the last of a dying breed. But anyway, okay, let's get started. Hold on. Okay, so where we at? Oh, all right. So last one before we really jump in. So where the conflict happens is that when your beliefs don't align with your values, that's where you get your midlife crisis from. That's where you get those inner conflicts. That's where you get incongruency. When you're incongruent with who you are, right? When those things are so off, and it starts, remember those little spinning tops, and they start wobbling all over the place. Like the more that they slow down, the more that they wobble all over the place. That's what happens when your beliefs and your values are all out of whack and shit. You know what I mean? That's what happens. And I know because I've gone through it several times, right? So one of the things is like examples is like I want freedom. Freedom financially, freedom emotionally, freedom this and the other. But you're not willing to take any risks though. Yeah, I want $1 million while you sit down, take out your phone and watch YouTube videos of Instagram web chicks clapping them cheeks. You're not serious about that. And FYI, I've had to pull myself off of that multiple times. Today in particular. And I was just kind of like, is this going to help you later on in life? I mean, heart wise, I'm sure it will. But right now, no. So let's get back to work. Okay. There you go, Jesse. You know what I'm saying? I'm still weaning myself off the Instagram models. All right. So, number one, then again, we're going to kind of fly through some of these. Not too fast, but fast enough. So, number one, please, God, have your fucking pens and pencils, papers, pads, something. I need y'all to write this shit down. Take a pic, or be like my girl Jessie and just start swiping. Start swiping. Okay. We all got our things. Thank you, Jessie. We all got our things. We all got our things. Thank you, Lisa. Okay. So, number one, identify the belief within itself, right? So, recognize the belief that you want to change. I don't know what it is. So, Yeah, no, let's fuck it. Let's really play with this. Okay, so I smoked for about 16 years. My voice was already like this before I started smoking, so fuck off. So either way, I was already like this. Anyway, so but I wanted to stop, right? And so I used to write it down all the time. Like my goal is to stop smoking. My goal is to stop smoking. But I never really did anything about it because I didn't really give a shit, right? It was just a dream that I had with no aspirations to do anything about it, right? So acknowledge its impact on your life. Ooh, thank you, Jesse. Thank you. And yes, you will be a part of my George Clooney uh, reward giveaway when I'm a multimillionaire. Just saying. Actually, all of you will be. This core, this core group right here. I'm just saying. When I succeed, we succeed. Just saying. But I thank you. But I wanted to stop smoking bad as shit, and I couldn't figure out a way to do it. And I'll go into what I did. But the first thing that I did was I had to identify the belief, and I wrote it down. I want to stop smoking, right? And it went from I want to stop smoking to I want to be a non smoker. Those are two different things. I want to stop. You know how many times I stopped smoking? Oh, but I never stopped smoking at that time. I was taking vacations. And I took a bunch of vacations from smoking. It's almost like if you wanna and I know and I appreciate that, my friend. But um it's almost god damn it, I had that thought in my head. Um what was I saying? Repeat what I was saying. God damn it, Jesse. Um, okay, I wanted to stop smoking. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, okay, there it is. I wanted to stop, didn't know how or whatever, so I had to start writing it down, and I had to acknowledge the impact it was on my life. So I wanted to be a stop smoking. Thank you. Taking vacations from smoking. So I never actually stopped. I just took vacations, kind of like you guys do with weight loss programs or diets. Like, oh, I'm gonna stop until until it becomes a part of your identity. You're still gonna be into the same shit. It has to be not that I want to stop smoking. It has to become I am a non-smoker. So how does that look? Right? Let's go on to the next one. Okay, understand the origin. Number one, reflect on where the belief originated. Number two, consider family, culture, and past experiences. Number three, identify how it has shaped your life and or your decisions. So why did I start smoking in the first place? I started smoking when I was in Job Corps because these guys that I looked up to used to smoke cigarettes. And me being a people pleaser, like I was, um, I started to like buy the cigarettes, and you have to force yourself to smoke. Smoke is not one of those things that your body is just aching for. It don't work like that. You have to force that shit. Nicotine addiction is an addiction that you create for yourself. It's not like you just wake up one day and just start smoking cigarettes. You have to force yourself to do that shit, right? So that's what I did. I had to go back and I remembered that shit. I'm like, okay. Um, and the people, it was two dudes for the most part, and that I started smoking or whatever because I looked up to these guys. Okay. My mom smoked. Everybody that I knew at that time smoked. Ironically enough, I don't know anybody who smokes cigarettes today. No, actually, yes, I do. Caden's mom, my son's mother, and her, I don't know if her boyfriend still does, but Caden's mom does. So I guess I do know one person. Um, how's that identify? How's that shape my decisions? Anytime you have cigarettes, that secondhand smoke gets everywhere on your clothes, this and the other. And I got a kid now, right? Hey, if I don't stop smoking for me, I at least got to try to stop smoking for him, correct? So that was my thing. So I had to understand where that belief originated from. That's where it came from. But it wasn't my mom. It was other people. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, so change the belief. So question the validity of the belief. Number one, look at the evidence supporting the contradiction. Number two. Number three, consider alternative perspectives. My doctor would ask me, he said, Fearless, he's an Indian guy, a little younger than me, actually. We joke about the shit all the time. Say, Fearless, I- you need to stop smoking. And I remember telling him, Doc, no, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to lie to you either. I don't plan on stopping. Thank you for being honest. No problem. Right? I promise y'all, 2 weeks later, I was in his office asking him for for the patches. Right? And the reason why I did that is because I had gotten um, life insurance on myself and my son at that time. And I wanted to be around a little bit longer for him. So I'm like, I really got to make a change here. He said, okay. He said, I could put you on Chantix. I said, I don't want Chantix. I've heard horrific stories about that shit. And I said, also, I have a son who's about 2, and I know that I have anger problems, and I don't want to be hurting my baby because I'm feeling for a cigarette or I don't know what that medication's gonna do to me. I don't know. I don't want to find out with my son. He said, I respect that. And he gave me those nicotine patches. So the other thing that I had to do was I had to go in, like I said, and question. Where are you going? All right. I had to go in and question the validity of the belief. So I had to go in and say, okay, you're following these guys. Where are they at today? I'm like, shit. Both of them, both of them are addicts. No joking. Yeah, that's fine. Both of them are addicts. No joke. They both were. Said, okay, good. Not good for them, but said, so do you want to start doing what they're doing? Fuck no. Okay. So then you do have your own mind. They're not controlling you. You haven't been around these dudes in years. So then why are you still holding on to this idea of being around them? Right? I started looking for evidence to contradict the belief that I had. And that's how you do it. Whenever you have a table, right? You have your table, you have the legs. If you want to destroy that table, what do you do? Do you sit shit on top of it? Fuck no. If you really want to destroy a belief, start kicking the fucking legs from up under the table. Real talk, you only really need to kick one. Knock that motherfucker down, and everything else falls down with it. Right? So I understand my why. I want to live a little longer for my kid. Right? The what was to stop smoking it, not just stop smoking, to be a non-smoker. Period. So it's not something I want to do. It's something that I need to be. If that makes sense. Okay? We'll move to the next thing. Matter of fact, for those of you just now showing up, welcome to Ags Fearless. I am Fearless Cummings. Welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about the seven steps to change a belief. Welcome. Okay. How am I doing, guys? How am I doing? I'm gonna give y'all a quick little break. How am I doing? I'm gonna show y'all how I stopped smoking though. Or whatever, but how are you guys doing? You guys still with me? You guys okay? You guys need to take the phone to the bathroom? That what you need to do? Take the phone to the bathroom? Yes? No? That's okay? Can I get a hell yes? Yadi, where you at? Are you still here? Naomi, you still with us? My boy Jerry, of course he's with me. Jesse, are you still here? Jessica, hello. You better be, Jessica. I swear to God. Renita, hello, dear. Thank you. Yadi, okay, awesome. Yadi, are you writing this down? Lisa. Hell yes. Naomi, thank you, dear. Okay, I'm thinking about being what sweet. That's it. It's not doing what you want, it's being what you want. I mean, that's kind of what's helped me, right? Okay, so let's get started right quick. You said already did. I got you, buddy. I got you. All right, step 4. Gather new evidence. Number 1, seek information that opposes the new belief. Be about it. Fuck yes. Be about your shit. Right. Number 2, engage in new experiences or learn from others. There you go. Right. Document your findings for reflection. Now, again, sometimes you can write that down if you want. For myself, I didn't. Be honest with you, I didn't write that. That part I didn't write down. I just kind of kept a mental headspace on it. Remember, though, I am a trained professional at this shit. I went to school for all this stuff, so I knew exactly what I was doing. And it's so funny because I was just talking to Jessica this morning about, we were talking about, yeah, swipe the findings. I love that. Um, hold on. We were just talking about, knowing knowing what to do. What were we talking about this morning? Jessica. So I think that one of her friends, she had said, she had said, she's having parenting issues, right? And Jessica had suggested, hey, I know this therapist who will come into the home, just kind of watch you, kind of give you some tools, tips, and strategies for this and the other, um, whatever. So her friend's telling her, I've already done all that. Hey, what's going on, John? She said that I've already done all that stuff. Um, I've already taken the counseling. I've already had the people at my house and helping me. My kids just don't listen to this and the other. And Jessica kept saying it's because she doesn't have the knowledge. And I again, like I said, it's not about your values, right? Because your values are dictated for the most part by your belief system and your experiences of life. So, and I told her, I said, no, it's not knowledge that she's lacking. I said, what she's lacking is patience and persistence. Because, and I told her, I'm like, we sit around thinking that you guys ever know that phrase or hear that phrase? If you knew better, you would do better. And that's what I was talking to Jessica about. I said, that's bullshit. That's not accurate. Like, we know that smoking's horrible for us. We know better, but we do it anyway. We know that eating certain foods and drinking certain things is horrible for us, but we do it anyway. So just because you knew better doesn't mean you're going to do better. There has to be something else that drives that, you know? So you got to have a new type of identity, a willingness to be curious, a willingness to learn something different. And then not just learn it, but become that shit, do that shit, be it. And most of us don't want to do that. And that's why we stay exactly where we are, stuck like Chuck, right? So, seeking information that opposes the old belief. So, what did I do? One of the things that I did was I wanted to look up these guys to see how they were doing. And guess what? They were still addicts. Still addicts. I mean, they're doing horrible. Okay. So, engage in new experiences and learn from other people. Okay. So, I got around some other people who became non smokers, who they're being an ex smoker or being a healthy person in general was their new identity. How long did you smoke for? 25 years. When's the last time you had a cigarette? Couldn't tell you. That's also something I noticed too. that when you put a date on the last time you done something, now some people might disagree with me, especially in like AA, NA, stuff like that. They may disagree. But to me personally, if you put a date on the last day that you did this, unless it was like somebody passed on, unless it was like something that happened that was so monumental, you'll never forget that day. All you're doing is just waiting until the next time you do whatever. To me, I'm not saying to you, to me. So, hold on one sec. So, all I'm telling you is that if you really want to stop doing something, you don't need to look at no clock. You don't need to look at no date. Just stop. I can't tell you the last time I had a cigarette. I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I vaped. Couldn't tell you. Like, not at all. I have no idea. I can tell you it's been years. I can tell you though that. I can't tell you anything else. I don't know. Okay? I will tell you this. I do from time to time when I go to a gas station to go grab a pop or something. I look at the price of cigarettes and I'm like, God damn. Like, dude, that is crazy. Oh my God. Oh, really? Dude, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Oh. Have y'all look, I'm really asking. Have y'all seen the prices of cigarettes? I remember back in the day they were like $25, $30, maybe 40, maybe 50 if you had some, whatever. For a carton. When I was a kid, they were like $10. Lisa said cigarette prices are insane. I'm telling you, insane. It's like over $100 for a carton. That's crazy. I'm happy as shit I don't smoke no more. Like I'm good on that. I've never even craved a cigarette. I'm cool. All right, so number 5, reframe the belief. Create a new positive belief. Now, like I said, how do we destroy a belief? Start kicking the legs up from under it. Right, yeah. Become a non-smoker, yeah. Yeah. That's how you destroy a belief. You start kicking the legs out from under it. You start questioning that shit. See, a real good belief, and again, that's the great thing about beliefs, is that they're not facts. They're not facts. They're merely an opinion that is reinforced by you. That's all a belief is. It's an opinion that you've accepted that is being reinforced by repetition by you. That's all a belief is. So how do you undo a belief? Question it. Find new perspectives around it. That's how you sort of believe in whatever you believe in the first place, right? Okay? Ensure that it aligns with your goals and your values. Yeah. So if my thing is to be here for my son, then that means that my belief system has to match that. And when it doesn't match it, it's out of line. I'm incongruent. I'm going to be all over the place. You see what I mean? Like I said, when you know who you are and what you stand for and what you stand on, man, you can be sleeping in your motherfucking car, cold as shit. But as long as you're just a little bit warm, you'll be all right. And you're going to know that you're going to be all right. No matter what. Because at the end of the day, you know who you are. And that is one of the greatest gifts that you can ever give yourself. That's not my final thought, but it kind of is. I'm just throwing it out there. Using an empowerment language to frame it. So instead of I want to stop smoking, I want to be a non-smoker. You know, stand on that shit. Thank you, Lisa. You got to stand on that. And here's the thing: you need to understand, like we talked about before, changing your belief system. It sometimes it's not going to happen overnight. Okay, sometimes it won't. Like wow, when I was sleeping in my car and I had to write this thing out, write out the type of man I wanted to become. I didn't become him overnight. It took time to become this dude. And I'm still not there yet. See what I mean? It takes time. So that means that those beliefs that you have are going to take time too. Those new values that are going to bloom from the dirt, the soil of that new belief, and it's going to need some time to germinate, to do what it needs to do. Eventually it'll take hold, though. I promise you it will. Right? But that's how we do that. We have to create a new belief and a more positive one to take over that other one that we had. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I try to tell people it's better to have ideas than beliefs because ideas are easier to change. Beliefs that's a whole fucking process. A whole process. People kill, no Facebook, sorry, for beliefs. People unalive other cheap people for beliefs. People maim for beliefs. No one gives a shit about an idea. Just an idea. Yeah, the ideas are easier to change than beliefs are. Just saying. Just keep that idea in the front of your mind. Okay? So we have to test that new belief. Okay, so when I stopped smoking, so again, like I said, it's a process. So for me, those nicotine patches, right? That's what I started doing. And they go from large to small and whatever. So it's like a lot of nicotine. And then you go to the point where you don't really have any nicotine at all. You still do, but you don't. That's what I used for, I think, a few months. Then I stopped on everything, but I was still kind of nicking. So then guess what? Then I went into vaping. Because this is much better. This is much healthier. That's what I thought. So I basically went from one structure, one belief, to another one. I stopped with it. Here's the thing though. I never had another cigarette again after whenever I stopped with that other one. I never smoked a black and mild cigarette, nothing. Ever again. Whenever that last cigarette was, I don't remember when or where it was. That was my last cigarette. A couple months later, I started vaping. Did that for a few years. And then one time and here's the thing, and I'll even tell you with that. I started mixing, I didn't get the ones that you buy already pre-set. I got the ones with the bottles. So you can pick your nick level and this and the other. And so my nick level at that time, I think it was like an 8, right? Stayed at 8 for a while. But then I wanted to stop. So I started going lower and lower and lower. And it got to the point where I would do a 0, which is no nicotine. And I would do a 3. And I would mix them so then it'd be a 1.5. I did that for, I think about a year or two. Then one time I got really sick. And I was sick I didn't vape for a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. When I went back to do it, it was gross. And I never did it again. And that was, again, probably 3 years ago. Maybe a little bit longer, I think. But that was my journey of being a non-smoker, as being smoke-free. So now when a person says I don't even know why you would even need a lighter. I mean, unless for grilling, but that's what you do. So you observe your reactions and outcomes. Adjust your experiences. That's what I had to do. How many of you guys went through some of the same type of shit that I went through? Changing the belief up. Matter of fact, you don't have to tell me what the belief was or what the behavior was that you changed. If you don't want to, you don't have to share it. But let me get a hell yeah that you went through a similar process to stop or start something that you were doing. Let me get a hell yes that you went through a similar process to start or stop something that you were doing. Jessica, of course, Jenny, of course, Jesse did. Okay, Renita, you too, of course. The my my best selling author around here. What about the rest of y'all? Yes, eating up. Yes, yes, yes. Oh shit, I gotta put these up there. Sorry about that, guys. Jesse said, "Hell yeah, thank you." My girl Renita, hell yeah. My guy Jer Bear, hell yeah. Yes, eating healthier. Yeah, I still love my pizza though, bro. But you know what though? For snacks at night, I got a thing of carrot chips, and it's actually not like potato chips. It's carrot chips, and a little thing of ranch. I was talking to my doctor about that today. He said, "Perfect, good, do that." Oh my god, I was going nuts on that shit. I mean, oh my god, like, I love carrots with ranch. Like, just to eat that shit by itself, no, that's weird. So, Jesse, when you stopped drinking, did you kind of go through the same process? I think you went through AA though, correct? Or did you just white knuckle it and cold turkey that shit? Hell yeah, thank you, Jerry. What about you, Yachty? You ever started to stop something that where you went through the whole process? Okay, yeah. Jesse said I went through the whole 12-step process. That part. That part, okay. Jesse, was that a difficult process to go through? If you don't mind sharing a little bit. We're just about done here, y'all. So or whatever. That's why I'm kind of slowing up a little bit. I'm kind of getting a little faster at what we do. Kind of getting a little faster at what we do. Not gonna lie to you, that feels good. So we can actually kind of take our time now and kind of do, But yeah. Uh, how was that though, Jesse? Oh wow, okay. Excuse me. She says it's easier than a DUI and waking up at the and waking up at the shard house. My little brother tells me I can't use certain trigger words on this place. I can say fuck all day long, but saying like other non-mentionables will apparently get you banned for some time. So yeah, let's stop smoking weed for 40 kids and breath. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna ask a really fucked up question, but did you really have to stop smoking for that? I mean, drinking, I totally understand, but I mean, I've never really heard of weed having an effect on people like that. I mean, again, I'm asking out of ignorance, not because I'm trying to be funny or nothing. I really don't know. But I mean, anybody I've ever seen, I've been around a lot of potheads, and like Oh, okay, okay. Now I got you. So it's more of a value. Um, I get that. That makes sense. That it's a that you believed you should. So then it became a more of a value type of thing. I totally understand that. Okay, that makes perfect sense. I get you. All right, so let me go on in here, then we'll kind of talk our shit and then kind of go out, get out of here. All right, so reflect and adjust. Regularly evaluate your new belief. That's what I did with the whole smoking thing. Be open to making adjustments as necessary. That doesn't mean that you jump from one addiction to another. Well, here's the thing. Look, let me reflect. I'll reflect on progress and challenges. Okay. Here's the thing. When you stop smoking, and it's one of the things that we learned in hypnosis, for instance, when you stop smoking, when you take a person through that whole rigmarole and you stop smoking, you lose. There's a big part of you that's now open. It's like opening up like a big, huge hole within you. Yeah, yeah, shard house. There you go. Wake up in the shard house. John, my brother John said that you have to use crystal or some other word or shards. I like shards better. But you're leaving that big hole where that other thing used to be. So we got to be very careful about the hole that you leave there because you're going to fill that shit with something else. So here's the thing. It's just like a lot of drug addicts that I've met, they always said that they filled that emptiness with work. They they would work at I would work at this temp service and there would be a lot of druggies in there and they would just say, "Man, I'll pick up as many shifts as I can just so I'm busy doing something." Because as soon as I'm not working, that's what I'm going to go do. So I understood that that a lot of people trade one addiction for another. Let me see. I've been on game for almost 20 years. I got a lot of these things. Right. So Jesse, did you find that to be true with the 12 steps where did you have to find something else to do? Did you have to find another belief or another crutch, if you will, as opposed to drinking? You know what I mean? Like fishing or biking or whatever. You know what I mean? Like what did you find that just kind of took your mind off of it and filled in that hole that was once filled? Hmm. Okay, she said, yeah, it's a pretty encompassing process. So yeah, it's learning a new life. So right, so you have to learn a lot of different things over again because everything was based around everything spidered out from drinking, just like everything spidered out from smoking. For me, you know, you go grab something to eat, smoking. You're done eating, smoking. Get in your car, smoking. Get out your car, smoking. On the phone talking to somebody, having a long conversation, smoking. I mean, so it was always that thing. And I noticed that it wasn't even really the smoking itself, it was the hand to mouth that I had to get over. The hand to mouth. So one of the things that I did too was those coffee straws. I used to grab them and chew on them. I would buy boxes of them and cut them in half. And that's what I would do. I would use those and bite on those. And that helped me a lot with the hand to mouth. And then eventually I stopped doing it and that was it. The nicotine thing, you lose that fairly quickly. But the one thing I didn't understand was the psychology of the hand to mouth Hand them out. And we do a lot of that when you're smoking. Okay. All right. So, goddamn. Bonus. All right. So, reinforce with affirmations. Reinforce that positive stuff with affirmations. Use affirmations to support the new belief. Okay. Surround yourself with positive influences. Like we always talk about, celebrate the small victories and build your confidence up. That's what we do. Right. I don't know the last time I had a cigarette. I don't know when the last time I vaped was. I just know that I don't do that at all. So I don't need to worry about when my last time was. I don't need to think about it because I don't care. I know that I won't do it again. I'm good on that shit. And here's the fun thing. I've actually even thought about it. I'm like, man, wouldn't it be fun to vape again? And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, bro, you have breathing issues now. Fuck no. Not at all. I'm good. No, thank you. Right? Your clothes smell funny. I'm gonna be personal with y'all for a minute. I would vape during sex. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jesse, that would be like the equivalent of you making love to someone and grabbing grabbing one of them little shock things and then getting back into it while you guys are doing your thing. I'm embarrassed to even say that. Not really. I'm really not. I'm embarrassed that I did it. I'm not embarrassed to tell you. But I mean, that's literally what it was. And I celebrate those small victories. I truly do. Because my shit could have been a whole lot worse. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I mean, smoking does some irreparable damage to people. Man, you can get cancer from damn near anything, but why force it upon yourself? You know? So, all right, man. Here's our quick cheat sheet. Again, sorry about here. No, great thing about this. God damn. There you go. Boom. This is a regular cheat sheet. So, identify the belief like we talked about. Understand the origin of it. Understand the origin of it. Challenge that belief. How do we challenge it? We challenge it by questioning it. Right? And how do you do that? By gathering new evidence. And once you have the evidence, now we have to put the belief versus the new evidence, the new experience, I mean, you can say facts if you want, right? All right, see you later, dear. Thank you, right? Other thing is, test for the new beliefs like we talked about, reflect and adjust, reinforce and reinforce and with affirmation. Sorry about that, right? So keep saying positive shit to yourself about what's going on, right? You're doing well. You're doing good, right? A lot of this shit is self-talk. A lot of it is, right? So let me ask you, without further ado. So again, like I said, my final thoughts. I think I've already told you before. Your thinking, for the most part, your values are directly contributed to or from your belief system. You change your belief, your values will change automatically. If you have a set of values that don't match up with the belief system that you have, you're out of whack and you're going to have a bunch of problems. A bunch of problems. So, in order to get congruent with who you are, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, whatever you got going on, your beliefs and your values need to match up. Okay? And if they don't, and you'll know when they don't, because you won't feel right about what it is that you're doing. You'll be so what's the word? Um, you'll be all over the place, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Nothing lines up for you, right? If you love your kids, but you want, I'll give it to you like this: you wouldn't say I love my kids, but I want to put them in foster care. Those two things wouldn't even align with each other. You wouldn't even think that. Like me thinking about my baby being oh no, looks like this thing went blankers on. Thinking about my child being in foster care, like that could not happen. I'm not letting that happen, right? Because I love my son. He's at home. This is where he belongs. He don't belong in a foster home, right? So I do whatever I can to make sure that that does not happen, right? That's my value. But my belief is I don't want him growing up the way I did. So I will do whatever to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. So we are there. It is about 10 o'clock. How about we go ahead and cut it short? I don't know. Am I frozen? Am I frozen, ladies and gents? Because I'm looking at this and it looks like I am frozen. Oh, no, he said no. Okay, maybe it's just on my phone then. Okay. Yada, you still there? Renita, you still there? Really? Why is it frozen on my phone? That's crazy. I don't know. Either way, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. I'm go hang out with my kiddo before he goes to bed. He's going to his mom's tomorrow night. So tomorrow night we can turn up whenever. So but tonight, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Yada, you better have written all this shit down, I promise you. Thank you so much, Renita. Renita says I enjoyed each topic equally. Beliefs and values are alive. Yes, it is. So again, tomorrow we're gonna just keep building off of this one or whatever. So tomorrow, please stay tuned. I got another banger. Teach y'all some more shit. Y'all gonna be certified life coaches by the time I'm done with you. But until then, have a great night and dream big. I'm gonna take us out of here. Deuces.